integration. So we can do one of two things. Number one is that we either give you a secure folder that you can dump the information every day, or we just find a means just to automate the process in which you send us the aging file. But in terms of integration, we don't really come in there and start doing any configuration on your back end and potentially messing everything up. So that's why we prefer just to use the word automation versus integration, because Ship here is already feeling a lot better there because integration can be quite messy and a bit of a problem from a privacy and data security point of view.
I think that would work. A secure copy of the accounting data, that would be easy to achieve.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'll send it through to you later what the options we have, but it's super easy. As I said, that's why we just prefer not to even use the word integration, because that already scares people away, and it's not really what we do. Okay, great. So let's kick off and just show you guys what we've got planned for you. So I'm going to actually start sharing a screen, and let's do this. Okay, great. Apologies. Okay. Okay. Share screen. Okay, should be able to see that now. Great. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, great stuff. So first, before we even go into the presentation, I think let's just quickly summarize a little bit, just so we understand where we're holding and why we're here today. So I just wanted to prepare a quick agenda, go through just so we understand what we can expect. So firstly, I just wanted to summarize what are the pain points that we discussed in our discovery meeting. I think it's important just so that we can realign ourselves, and also just, you know, at the end of the day, this is why we're here. So whatever we're presenting, we just always need to, you know, think back within the context of the immediate and profitable impact that we can have in your business. So we're just going to quickly summarize what the pain points are. Then we're going to quickly discuss how TradeShield is going to act as a solution to those pain points. Then what we're actually going to demonstrate with TradeShield is the onboarding process, what that's going to look like. It's going to take us about 10 minutes, how we're going to onboard new clients into your world. Once these clients are onboarded, as well as your existing debtors book, how you're going to proactively manage them. When I say you, I'm referring to yourself, I'm referring to your credit control team, I'm referring to the stakeholders that this is going to impact, including your sales team. How you are going to be able to view adverse listings more proactively. And then lastly, just a quick strategic view of the entire book, what that would look like, how you're going to be able to slice and dice it, and how you're going to be able to make strategic decisions, taking a large overview of your entire book and its performance. Then lastly, I mean, look, we will have questions during the actual demo, but in any case, I just wanted to keep some time for questions and then what the next steps are. Does this look good as an agenda?
Yeah, no, that's good. Perfect.
Great, fantastic. So let's kick off. So in our initial discussion, let me move this. We identified a few pain points. I think the one thing was the application process. We indicated that it's heavily manual, it's paper-based. It takes a long time for us to get this application through. 1 to 3 weeks turnaround time. You've got 10 applications a month. That's a long turnaround time to onboard these applications. The other problem that we have is, you know, what compounds this long process and this manual process is that even the data that we're getting and we're waiting so long for is scattered. It doesn't really give us much insights. It's like pulling teeth. The clients and the customers getting quite frustrated. The salespeople are getting quite frustrated. So often we just have to revert back to, you know, making a gut feeling, which I know, Cornell, you and I are both aligned. We're people that like technology, we like data. The concept of making a gut feel, it just doesn't sit well with us. So we want to actually, how do we streamline this and get real information quickly, and not have to rely on a gut feeling? And then I think this also talks to the fact that we're lacking the tech to automate the decision-making process. So I think those are just, that's the one pain point we identified with new customers. And I think if we just had to summarize it, it's challenging to make fast, profitable decisions when onboarding new clients. Have I got that down correctly?
Yes.
Okay, great. So then, I think also we identified another pain point, which is the limit reviews. Again, same problem. You know, we don't get the right documentation. It's difficult to make. It's first of all, it's difficult to get that documentation. We spoke about reference letters. We spoke about financials and bank statements. It's just like it frustrates the client. It frustrates the relationship we have with them. Our salespeople get frustrated, and that's not what you want to do. We don't want to strain a customer relationship. So I think number one, and it also takes long. So it takes 1 to 3 weeks. So we got to like find a very efficient process that can actually speed up this process, but doesn't mean that we're exposing ourselves to risk as well. And we also discussed about the information often doesn't speak to payment behavior. You know, a bank, you know, getting a bank code, great, doesn't really mean anything. It's quite generic, doesn't mean anything. A reference letter, we know they actually, to be honest, are nonsensical because they're quite biased in nature. So we're going through this whole headache, this long process, and we're not even getting the information that's meaningful to us to make a decision. So that's the pain point number 2. So these are the 2 most immediate pain points that we have. Okay. And if we can make an impact on that, I think we are already winning, and we've made a massive improvement in our world. Okay, have I got that correctly there? Okay, great.
You look very impressed.
Oh, thank you. Very good, Pierre. I'm happy to see this. So Pierre's going to be more impressed. So what's the solution? Well, Pierre, first of all, we're going to have an application process. It's going to take us 60 minutes. So this means that it's going to be a digital application. It's going to take the client super quick to complete that application form. Once the application form is actually sent, including the amount of time it takes in Noxico to analyze that application form, including the amount of time it's going to get to a credit controller to make a decision, it can actually take up to 60 minutes, not 1 to 3 weeks. Okay. How do we, when we're talking about making trade, so when we talk about reviewing credit limits, it can take probably just as quick, if not faster. Why? Because we're always going to give you live data at your fingertips. And this also includes the valuable payment information that you will need to proactively manage your debtors book. It's going to be based on live data. It's going to speak to a customer's payment behavior, and we're going to be aligning external and internal trade data that converges and allows us to make, it converges and gives us a single customer risk view that we will always be able to have a limit recommendation at our fingertips so we can actually make a decision. Okay, sounds good so far. Yeah?
Can I ask you a technical thing?
Sure.
Say we have a client on our books, but he's on COD terms, and we are planning to give him a credit limit. Won't that bias the data a bit, because the payment and invoice dates will be very close together? So I don't know if that's going to, you know, boost the limit recommendation abnormally. Does the program take that into consideration when it does the recommendation or not?
I love that question. So look, I mean, it probably, what will happen with the cash on delivery client that you want to convert, first of all, you'll be able to kick off a workflow much quicker because you already have the client's master information and the aging data already on file. So that means that we can already provide you with, you'll see what I'm referring to, a payment risk view, which takes into consideration how the client has historically paid you. Okay. But then all you'll probably need to do is it's up to you. If you want to streamline the process, you will be able to send the client an abbreviated application form if you want them to complete an application form. If you don't want them to complete an application form, all you need them to do is say, can you please give us 3 months bank statements or even your most recent audited financials? You'll dump it into a customer document vault and give us 20 minutes. We'll analyze it for you, regardless of what that client's historical behavior is. We will do an analysis for you, and we will immediately provide you the limit recommendation based on that analysis. If that client, whether that client is cash on delivery or not, if they already exist in our system and we're already actively researching them, we will immediately be able to give you a default view on that client based on their external behavior with other data. So it's not going to skew the data.
Okay.
Okay.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, great stuff. So in short, we're gonna give you a solution that's going to help you make fast and profitable decisions. I think that's what it's all about. Okay. So let's kick off. So you can see this?
Yes.
This is TradeShield. This is the platform. As I said, you don't need to migrate your systems. We can find a way to automate the means in which we get your data, or you can just dump it into secure files. So don't worry, but it's very important just to understand that in order for this to work effectively, we will need your aging data. Ideally, we want it every single day, but no more than every week. But also we are giving you, this also works by view of the aggregated external data from other suppliers that are also interacting with the same data. Okay. So this is TradeShield. You'll see there's 4 main tabs in which you can navigate to, but let's work through it logically. So let's talk about pain point number 1, onboarding a new client. It will exist over here under workflows. Workflows is where we are going to take your application form and we are going to digitalize it. When I talk about digitalization, Pierre, you'll appreciate this. We don't just mean a digital form. We mean a form that interacts in a digital world. So we are synced with CIPC and the courts. So all the information pertaining to a new customer, it will also pull relevant information of that new potential customer immediately from CIPC. So you're not looking at ITC checks in a scattered place. You're not looking at pre-populating redundant information. You'll see what I'm talking about. It already makes the entire process much smoother. So let's kick off. So in this world, in your world, I will either be one of your credit controllers or I'll be one of your salespeople. It's entirely up to you. I've got a new client, come through the website. We've spoken to them. They'd like to do business with us. We've got some basic information of theirs, no problem. We'll click start. Then we'll go to basic credit application for new application. Okay. We'll click start and it will bring us to this screen over here. Now I'm just going to go to the demo. I'm going to hop quickly to the demo site so I don't do an actual client and then they sue us for not getting permission. So it will come.
I'm going to work around that one.
Yeah, no, so it will come here. And as I said, this is synced with the CIPC and the court. So one place. So let's say you've got a new client. Let's look for something relevant in your world. Let's say, now, first of all, just want to show you something. What's really great about this, Cornell and Pierre, is that immediately you already have view of what we call some basic knockout rules. Because let's say it's farm in nature, okay? Or let's say it's farm 35 orange farms. You already are going to close this, okay? Because there's no point that being deregistered. But let's say hypothetically it's farm Vermeer. So you've already got some pre-sales vetting, basic information that probably already makes you a bit excited. Well, firstly, they've been around for 9 years. Okay, more or less healthy track record. They're in business. They've got a registered VAT number. So this already looks positive. You'll click this client because you'll see that this is them. you'll put in a client, the person who's applying, their details. You'll put in their email address. You'll put in contact details, and you'll click continue. Now you'll put, let's say you want to start, even if this is cash on delivery, by the way, we can adjust these for you to be based on your buckets.